Branding isn't your logo, your colors, your website. It's the way that people feel and talk about you when you're not in the room. And most people treat branding like they're throwing seeds out of a moving car. And when they're posting everywhere and they're trying every platform and just trying to copy what's trending, they start to wonder, why isn't anything happening? Why am I not getting more leads and sales? And after watching a bunch of businesses struggle, because I'm a branding consultant, the best way for me to describe this process is kind of like gardening. You don't get results by dumping seeds everywhere. You get results by planting in the right soil and watering consistently and giving it time to grow, which is nice and heady. But what I mean by this is that the right soil means knowing that who you're talking to, and that it's not everybody, and that it needs to be somebody specific. And watering is like showing up with helpful content that actually matters to that individual. The time part is where most people quit. They post for a couple weeks and they expect this big forest to grow, and that's just not how quickly this stuff happens, although it can happen very, very early. And I see business owners who create content, they post on 6 platforms, they change their messaging every month, and then they end up chasing whatever got somebody else results. And it just becomes this utter chaos. And so what happens is that they'll get views, but they don't actually translate into customers. And I see people every day, including myself, who get thousands of views. I had a video that hit 85,000 views, and this was like the 4th video I posted on, I believe it was Facebook. And I was super pumped. I was like, this is it. The leads are going to pour in. And then they didn't. And I had these other videos that were maybe getting 100 views, sometimes 200, that brought in customers, that brought in subscribers and people who bought and people who actually stayed and opened my emails when they were on my list. And this kind of gave me a moment of realization that reach is great, but it doesn't pay the bills. Resonating with people pays the bills. And when your brand doesn't connect with the right people, the views are just numbers and they're great, but it's people who are scrolling past, maybe even like your posts, but they don't remember who you are when they're ready to buy something. And you just become a little bit noisy. So you can have a video spread to 100,000 people and think it's cute and scroll past, or you can speak directly to 100 people who feel like you're reading their mind, who screenshot your post and send it to their business partner, who click your link right then and there. And the right message to the right people will always outperform going viral to the wrong ones every single time. When someone sees your content and thinks that's exactly what I've been dealing with, they act. And what people need to be talking about more often is that 81% of consumers say that they need to trust a brand before they'll actually buy from it. Not like it, not follow it. They need to trust it in their heart. And that number should change how you think about growing your business, because tactics, pushing, posting schedules, the trending audio and growth hacks, none of that matters if people don't trust you first. So you need to think about your own buying habits. You don't just hand your credit card over to anybody. You buy from businesses that feel real, they show up consistently, they seem to care about what you're doing. And that's a brand. When you build real trust, people actually read what you share. They watch the videos that you share and they remember you when they're ready to buy, and they tell other people about you. And that's how organic traffic turns into revenue. Real organic traffic does come from depth. And so platform done well, a clear message repeated in different ways, an audience that starts to recognize you and trust you will eventually buy from you. And the businesses that get leads where they rely on organic traffic, they don't do anything magic. Like they just plant their brand in the right place and then stay consistent long enough for it to grow. And then people start to believe in it. And Peloton is a great example of this. They just revamped their equipment. They launched a whole commercial line. They raised their prices right before the holiday, which is like crazy. And most companies wait until January when everyone's getting their resolution money ready to spend. But what Peloton understands is that they don't compete on price. They compete on brand. There are cheaper Peloton bikes. They're cheaper, we don't even call them spin bikes anymore. There's cheaper treadmills. You could literally get a regular bike and prop your phone up for free, but people still choose Peloton because the brand means something to them. And that's the exact advantage you have as a small business that nobody's heard of yet. You don't need to be cheap. You don't need to have this massive ad budget. You just need people to feel something when they see you. And Peloton built their entire empire on community and identity first, and then the product just came secondary and was complementary. So you can do the same thing with organic content if you show up consistently with a message that resonates. And when you're building a real brand, you're not chasing people. Like, people will start to begin to look for you. The algorithm will serve your content directly to them because it knows what they're watching. And that's how it gets you from organic content into leads and sales without spending a fortune on ads or hoping that the algorithm gods smile upon you. So try to stop scattering seeds and create something by growing it. Create content that resonates. And if you want to learn how to build a brand, even if nobody's heard of you, go to brandlab2025.com.